Welcome back. You're watching the India Today Group See Voter Mood of the Nation opinion poll. We've seen the projections for Uttar Pradesh. I now want to take you through the projections for Bihar. This is the state where Nitish Kumar made the bold gamble of ditching the BJP in the hope that he would swing Muslim votes in his favor. Is that happening or not? You're just about to find out. The Janata Dal United with 20 seats in the last elections. The BJP had 12. The RJD had 4. Paswan's party had none. The Congress had 2. Let's take a look at what See Voter is projecting for India Today in Bihar. Now, this is a big story. The Janata Dal United crashing from 20 to 4. That's a loss of 16 seats right there for the Janata Dal United, which means this gamble has backfired miserably for Nitish Kumar. The big gainer in Bihar is the BJP. Its tally going up by 10 seats from 12 to 22. The other big gainer is Lalu Yadav. He's had a stint in jail, but that hasn't impacted his Muslim Yadav vote bank much. Number going up from 4 to 11, a gain of 7 seats. The Congress from a meager tally of 2 now staying at 2, the LJP at 1. Remember, these figures can change. If Lalu, Paswan and Rahul were to get into an alliance, then the vote share, the combined vote share of the Dalits that Paswan brings to the table, the upper caste that Rahul could potentially bring to the table, along with the Muslim Yadavs that the RJD has as its stronghold, could help this alliance immensely. But otherwise, if things stay the way they are, it's the BJP which is the biggest gainer in this crucial battleground state. The whole idea of Modi the Chaiwala is working really well amongst the OBCs, and there are some pockets where our pollsters say where even the Yadav vote, Shiv Vishwanathan, is gravitating towards the BJP, because the one thing which is very clear is that the upper caste and the Yadavs want to keep Nitish out. There's tactical voting here to try and beat the Janata Dal United, and that seems to be working in Modi's favor.
See, I think Nitish made a mistake. He didn't ditch Modi. He virtually ditched his own future. And I think to a certain extent that's tragic, because it's very clear that forces are going to combine to make sure that Nitish is not available as a political figure for the next era.
And that, Veer Sanghvi, is the reality for Nitish Kumar. He thought he'll get the Muslim votes. These figures indicate that he's not picking up extra Muslim votes either. The Muslim vote bank is mostly still rallying around the RJD, and it's not coming towards Nitish Kumar, unlike what he would have expected.
Fair enough. The only point I would make is that Bihar is partly about opinion, but largely about arithmetic. The reason Nitish did so well was because he was in alliance with the BJP. On his own, he was never going to do as well. So as you say, there is an alliance with Lalu, Rahul, Paswan. It could change the whole picture.
But
so
that's not happened yet, Rajiv Desai. And Rahul has a problem. The problem is that if he were to tie up with Lalu, then where do all these anti-corruption bills go? He can't go to Parliament, beat his chest and say our party is against corruption when he goes up and ties up with a convicted leader.
Rahul, if you look at this, the BJP is shown as having 22 seats, but the non-BJP lot has got 18. So it's really not, if it's BJP versus the rest, it's not that significant a difference. In the end, it will have to be alliance building, alliance making, coalition building that will count, rather than just say somebody's charisma.
No, but Radha Kumar, this is the real problem Rahul Gandhi's boxed himself into. He wants to be an anti-corruption crusader within the system. He's running the election campaign for the Congress. Tomorrow when he goes up and ties up with Lalu, Narendra Modi and gang, or especially the Aam Aadmi Party, because Modi's got Yedurappa back, so he doesn't have much of a claim there. But the Aam Aadmi Party will say, hey, we told you so. These people are equally crooked.
Yeah, well, you know, rhetoric is one thing and voting is another. So I'm not sure whether a rhetorical statement is going to make very much of a difference when it comes to voters. Voting, as people have said now, is tending to be both issue-based and tactical. So I think that may not be the key factor in the Bihar election, but I hope we can all spare a moment to feel very sorry for Nitish Kumar, who actually has done something to try to bring governance and growth to Bihar. And it's actually a rare occasion on which a minister or political leader who's managed to make a change is not re-elected.
Okay, joining us also on this program is Sunil Alag. He tracks the Modi story very, very closely. Manoj Jha from the RJD, Ajay Alok from the Janata Dal United, all joining us on this Mood of the Nation special broadcast. I want to go across to Sunil Alak first, because the idea of a chaiwala becoming Prime Minister, Modi now, especially when he travels to UP and Bihar, talks about himself as being a backward caste leader. Somebody used to sell chai at railway platforms, now aspiring to be Prime Minister. That seems to be working across castes in this crucial battleground state. The aspirational voter gravitating towards Modi, Mr. Alak.
As Bihar is concerned, you've got to remember one thing. Somebody was mentioning that BJP might get 22 seats and the balance all total put together is 18, and therefore not much has happened for the BJP. What my reading of Bihar is a very simple one. As far as Lalu coming in is going to divide the votes between the Congress, himself, Nitish and the rest. And BJP voters are not going to budge. So in fact, they're going to do better than 22, according to me. I mean, the trend is towards the BJP. And what is happening is, as well as UP, which I missed out on, you've got to just keep in mind that the chaiwala hi upaiwala hai, as far as everybody else is concerned, because he's played the OBC card, Mr. Modi. He's played the fact that I am the real Aam Aadmi who has come up. And this is now going to appeal to both UP and Bihar. And the antics of Aam Aadmi in Delhi is just going to decrease their view.
Okay.
So if anything, the trend, unless somebody makes a mistake now and shakes the apple cart, BJP seems to be on the up. The way the speeches take place, the way everybody moves in, and somebody also said in UP that BJP didn't have their on the ground forces, which they, I think, over the last couple of months they've organized pretty well.
Okay,
so
Ajay
I
Alok,
see it going 50%.
Nitish Kumar was part of this alliance. He walked away. This is not trouble.
That's right.
That he could have not avoided. He could have very well avoided this. He's now boxed himself into a hole from where it seems the Janata Dal United's fortunes are spiraling downwards, crashing from 20 to 4. This is very, very bad news. You thought Muslims would gravitate towards you. You thought you could break the RJD vote bank. That hasn't happened, sir.
I couldn't get you, Rahul. Your voice is a bit
Nitish Kumar seems to have made a terrible mistake. He thought he could pull away Muslims from Lalu by breaking ties with the BJP. That hasn't happened. His core voter is still intact, but the coalition that gave him the seat share that he got last time is completely broken. And the biggest beneficiary seems to be Narendra Modi and the BJP, Mr. Alok.
See, Rahul, as far as your survey goes, it seems to me that we never existed in Bihar. I really wonder how we were able to get that 22% vote in the last elections. And well, we are showing us the 4 seats only, but could you let me know what is the poll percentage you are giving us compared to the last year figure?
Yes, we can send you the poll figures as well. I want to put a question to the RJD.
The poll percentage.
Yes, the poll percentage naturally in comparison with what's happening is obviously coming down. There's obviously been a big, one of the reasons, Ajay Alok, that the Janata Dal United did as well as it did in the last election was because of the tie-up with the BJP. There was a coalition that you were able to build up a social force, and that has been disrupted, Shiv Vishwanathan, and that is the reason why the Janata Dal United is as badly off in Bihar as it is.
See, I think it's a bit more than that.
Yes.
First, let me say there's a rhetoric which works beautifully. The chaiwala is the new magic equivalent to the Aam Aadmi, and to a certain extent that has tremendous unifying power. But behind that, I see again tremendous tactical decisions. So I'm not really, I don't think it really matters much whether Lalu is corrupt. Their corruption becomes rhetorical, and I got a feeling an alliance of these parties would make for interesting consequences. Tactical, but I think that's the only way you can stem the BJP flow.
But that is why, Manoj, Lalu is so keen on an alliance with the Congress. But the Congress doesn't know the fact that Lalu, your man, has been in jail, convicted on corruption charges, means Rahul Gandhi has really a lot of ideological baggage to deal with before he can take any decision. Manoj.
Yeah, Rahul, first of all, I shall not disagree with your survey on the basis of methodology that most of the political leaders do. I would disagree on your survey on the basis of the fact that our voters, they do have opinion, but their opinion generally don't get reflected in the kind of urban surveys we do. That is number one. Number two, when you talk about your survey is a standalone kind of experiment that if every party is independent, there is the coalition between RJD, Congress and LJP for that matter has reached a higher stage. And if you look at that political coalition, which will have a bearing on social coalition,